All right, guys, welcome to episode 107. We are here with Trevor, the current leader and my dark horse for the Gravel Cup series.
I know, man. It came out of nowhere this year. I mean,
dude,
not nowhere.
He's not nowhere. He's always been up there.
I say nowhere. I mean, I know all the people in the know knew about Trevor, but like most people, if you're looking at like the list and you're like, okay, it's probably going to be a Michael from last year,
Yep.
maybe somebody else from the Move Up squad, maybe. No, Trevor just finds himself at the top of the list, like right here with one race to go. So all the pressure.
So. And then you can also see that we decorated the set, celebrating our 100 subscriber.
I know,
on YouTube.
Yeah, I did the math. We are 0.01% to our goal.
Yes.
1 million subscribers.
Yes, we're there. We're so close, guys. So close. Get your moms, get your grandmas.
Yeah.
Get everybody.
If I just had some element to promote, maybe we
exactly.
So.
Some AG1.
All right, let's get rolling.
Yeah, let's go. So, Trevor, how did you get started in all this crazy madness that we call gravel racing?
Well, I was going to say, before we get started, I was just going to congratulate you guys on 100. Listen, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So, 0.01% or whatever.
Yeah,
it's a good start.
That's right. Take it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm Trevor. I'm the big bad Doozy daddy from up in Lincoln, Nebraska. I got started in gravel because my friends were in gravel. There's a little race up here called Gravel Worlds, and two of my best friends from college were signed up for the 150, and I was like, well, I'm completely out of shape. Let me see if I can just hang with them, because I'm sure you guys know this. When your friends get into cycling, it eats up all of their weekends. So if you want to spend any time with them, you also have to get into cycling. And I was the guy who was just, they'd stop every like 5 miles and wait for me, like the Italian pit stop where it's like, okay, now you're here. I guess we can go again. I'm like, guys, I am dying. Please spare me. So, that's how I got into it. My very first gravel race was the Orbital Rendezvous out in Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Have you guys ever been to that one?
No.
Not.
So
we're gonna have to venture more into Nebraska, I'm thinking.
Yeah, you definitely should. If I had to liken it to anything that you guys have probably done, it's a little like open range, where it's there's a lot of flat parts, a lot of sand, but then there's probably 6 or 7 climbs in and out of the historic high plains out of there. Scottsbluff was like one of the first challenges on the Oregon Trail. Up to that point, everybody was just cruising along the plains, and then all of a sudden they see Scottsbluff, and like the road goes like a 5% climb, and they're like, oh no,
our wagons won't make it.
Yeah, we've not had to do anything hard before.
Yeah. I've had dysentery.
Yeah, right. So it's named after this guy named Antoine Robideau, who owned a blacksmith shop halfway up the Robideau Pass, and he would charge you $5 at the time, which was a lot of money, for the privilege of using his anvil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't fix it for you, but he would be like, I will rent you my anvil
for $5
if you so choose. Yeah. So I don't know what that is in America, like in dollars today, but it sounds like a ripoff. So
yeah.
But yeah, anyways, that was my first race in 2021, and I finished dead last.
Nice.
I was they don't call it DFL, they call it last ass over the pass. So yeah, it was like 100 degrees, 40 mile an hour winds, and I was just smoked. I was also like 270 pounds at the time, so I was very different fitness level than I am today.
You had me at open range for sure.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Open range, like
yeah,
and then 40 mile an hour winds. Count me in.
Oh yeah. It's stunning how much like history is out there. I mean, there's a spot where you can see a bunch of different passes that they've carved through the bluffs, and yeah, it used to be a lot bigger. They used to have like a huge prize purse. They've done away with that, so this year there's maybe 150 or whatever folks out there. So definitely worth it. Definitely worth the trip out there. recommend going to the Scottsbluff Museum and the Chimney Rock Museum if you ever go out there.
Okay.
But I'm
Yeah,
also a
for sure.
huge history buff, if you couldn't tell. So
Yeah. Well, you got to be like with the Oregon Trail going through there. Then,
Yeah.
like, come on.
Yeah.
That's just cool. You're just like, these guys left civilization and came out and saw this. And this wasn't even the worst part yet.
Right. It was a taste of what was to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Right. Yes.
And think about it, like, it's life and death for them to get through a pass, and we're out there riding it for fun.
Yep.
Yep.
How times have changed.
That's right.
Truly.
So you mentioned your fitness. So this has me really interested because it sounds like you have a journey in here, and I want to get into that a little bit. Talk to us about before cycling. Were you athletic before cycling? Were you athletic as a kid? Did you get into all that kind of stuff, or did this just kind of get sprung on you?
So I played like basketball and stuff in like middle school, high school, whatever.
Sure.
And then I had 1 year of football, but we used to look at the like cross country kids like they were crazy, like they were out there running around and stuff. I hated running. I hated doing anything like that. So, and then I went to school like at the University of Nebraska here in Lincoln, and didn't really do much when I was there. I think I was in like the dodgeball team. So like It was really just kind of a
duck dip.
Wait,
what is it? Duck dip?
Yeah. Duck, dip, dodge, and dip.
If you can dodge reach, you can dodge a ball.
That's right.
Exactly.
I thought you were talking about you were in the movie. Okay.
No, I wish.
Love that movie.
But
so
yeah.
So you did, probably like most of us, right? You casually athletic, enjoyed a good time out there, but you said you were 270 at that race. Did I hear that right?
That
That's
first
incredible.
race I was, yeah.
So,
and
talk to me. Yeah, go ahead.
No, what were you going to ask?
I was going to ask, like, talk me through like between then and now, because you're clearly not 270 now. And I asked this because like, we're going to get into your current situation as the leader of the Great Plains Gravel Cup, but like, people that don't know you see you now. They don't understand the journey where you came from. So I got to hear this. Like, talk me through this journey. This sounds awesome.
Yeah, I mean, so finished dead last at Robidoux. I went out to Colorado and I crashed my bike pretty hard. I separated my shoulder that July, and then so I was off the bike for 6 weeks. I started like dieting pretty significantly. It was also the time of like COVID and stuff, so things were starting to like, I think they were pretty much shut down. Really focused on my fitness. I kind of set a goal for myself to try to finish. I was coming back to Robidoux with a vengeance. I was going to try to finish in like 6.5 hours, compared to the 10. Yeah. When I finished the very first time, they were like unplugging the arch as it was like collapsing, and I'm rolling across. It was really, really bad.
I've been to some races like that where I've been the last guy and I'm like, aw.
Yeah. Right.
Just like, dang it. Everybody's gone like, home.
Yeah. Is there a pizza left at least?
Well, it's like you normally, you hear a cowbell, but it's really a cow. It's like, it's really just a cow.
It's just a cow just going, you're like, oh
man.
Yeah. Not great.
Yeah.
So I had sat down and I had that goal for myself. I got pretty strong. I thought the 6.5 was like tough, but doable at that point. I go back out to Robidoux that year and I crash really, really hard. So I like bombing down one of those big bluff descents or whatever, and I like get a massive concussion, like separate my shoulder even worse. And that was like 20 miles in, and I'm like, I have to get, so my wife was she was volunteering at one of the aid stations at the bottom of that pass actually, and so she just threw me in the car and we went to the ER. So I'm like in the ER with like tears, and that was like, and I'm sure you guys have had this where you're like, when you have like a big crash like that, it completely ruins your confidence on the bike. Like you're going up and down like any little gravel hill and you're like, I'm gonna die. So that was a big comeback from that. I started working with Adrian at Move Up that summer. I think you guys know her.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Travis, is you who coaches her?
Yep. Yeah. I coached her for a little while for triathlon and stuff.
She's been a guest on the show. So.
Yeah. And she's been a guest on the show.
Yep. There you go. Friend of the show, Adrian Wayman. Yep. And so that kind of got me set on that. I was going to go back out to Robidoux the following year to, regain everything again. And that was the year of 5 tornadoes in like the night before, and it just like within like a 10-mile radius of Scottsbluff. And I actually have a story if I can share it with you.
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
This is the one story I do for stand up. So it looks like that night there was going to be, some severe weather or whatever. And we're at the hotel and we go up to the gal at the front desk and we're like, hey, what's your like severe weather plan? And she goes, oh, tornadoes don't really hit Gering. And I go, what do you mean? She goes, well, Grandma used to say that the monument protects us. And I go, okay, so what's actually your plan? And she goes, I don't know. Like, you can go sit in the laundry room. And I was like, great, I will see you when this starts to go down. And sure enough, just tornadoes and tornadoes are coming all night. And my wife and I were in the laundry room. There's a t-ball tournament or something going on, and so like there's a ton of people outside watching the storms roll in, but we're huddled inside the laundry room. We're listening to the storm chaser. He's like, guys, there is a tornado down over Rifle Sight Pass, which is just outside of town. He's like, it is 6 minutes to Gering. Get inside to your shelter, and I was like, oh man, oh gosh, like I'm not like, when you hear you have 6 minutes to potentially live, I mean, lots of things go through your mind,
Yeah.
And, you're just like holding your breath, like really panicking. And then a little while later, he comes on, he goes, guys, you're not going to believe this. That tornado just hit the monument and it's just gone completely up. And I'm like,
Grandma was right.
Yeah, you've got to be kidding me. I actually wish the tornado would have just hit me, because like it hits up, skips over Gering, and sets back down on the other side. And I was like, oh, yeah. So that was that night.
Yeah, Gam was right.
I know, Gam was right. Can you believe it?
Put it on a shirt.
Yeah,
yeah, it's unbelievable. But yeah, I had friends who like their cars got hailed out and stuff that night. It was crazy.
Oh
my gosh.
Anyways, and then I took a couple years off from going back out to Robo, and then I finally finished it this year, like a little over 5 hours, which I was really proud of. But it's been to answer your journey question. Working with Adrian, kind of getting like fitness kind of dialed in. It losing a lot of that, a lot of weight that first year kind of set me up for success. I probably got down to like 190. That was way too light for me. I just like didn't have any power. Now, I'm back up to maybe like 210, 215, and I feel a lot more solid. So,
cause I know the camera like makes us all look small, but Trevor is not he is a tall boy.
Yeah.
He is a tall drink of water.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm probably the, fastest pound for pound, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what that was supposed to mean, but yeah.
Yeah. As a guy that is usually 220, I'm a big guy too. So I know the big guy troubles. Mostly we're just really great on the downhills and the flats. And then the uphills is just where we die.
Yeah.
Yep.
The slow death.
Right.
Yeah. You got to surprise them. You got to surprise them. You got to be willing to kind of bury yourself on the climbs, because the little guys will definitely do that to you.
Yeah. So you get you're basically just, you're just training, nutrition, just riding the bike and lifting weights and stuff? Is that kind of what you're kind of been going off of?
Yeah. So I would say the main difference from last year to this year, I ended up switching my coaches. I'm now with Trey Shepard out of Ignition. I don't know if you guys have seen him
I know
on the internets. And, like, honestly, like, he's not necessarily saying anything different than Adrian was saying, but, sometimes you just hear it from somebody new. He's got a lot of the race smarts. And I would say, like, the biggest difference from last year to this year is, especially in the Great Plains Gravel Cup, I would say a lot of the what do we call us? Privateer riders are kind of onto Move Up's BS. So we're not letting them get away with murder anymore. And Move Up's had a terrible year luck wise. With the guys crashing down at Solstice, stuff like that. So Yeah, I mean, and just kind of, I think the other big difference between, let's say, Nebraska gravel culture, especially like the fast guys in Lincoln and Omaha, and let's say Kansas gravel culture, especially the guys coming out of Kansas City. I liken it to samurais and ninjas. Okay, so in Nebraska, we're samurai, right? We have katanas, we have our power, and we just want to like cut you down. Like, I'm going to do a 700 watt. Hang on if you can, and I'm going to try to ride your wheel off. And if I can beat you in the first 10 miles, I will gladly ride by myself for, 60 miles or whatever. Like that's how I kind of cut my teeth, is like racing these really fast guys from Omaha. That's just what they do.
Yeah.
But Kansas, those guys, they're like, if I can do no work the entire race and beat you by 10 inches at the end, I will gladly do that, and they'll like, a win. Right. A win's a win. And so, you just kind of have to, play to the strengths, or play to the weaknesses of both strategies, I guess,
Yeah. So, thinking about talking about the strategies, I mean, the strategy for you, last year was a lot. I would basically see this one guy
shoot off the front,
and start riding. And I'm like, is that Trevor? And then, then of course I'm seeing this from, the second pack, back.
From like 300 yards back,
300 yards back. So it's not like I was up in the first pack going like, oh, there he goes. No, I'm in the back of that chase pack, going like, oh wow, there's somebody taking a flyer off the front. There. That's a bold strategy.
You usually try to get your, at mile 1 to get your 99 breakaway to freedom. To varying levels of success, and it really never worked, obviously. But the group, especially with such a large like team presence, like Move Up, they're always going to work together. So like, they if I go off the front, it's like, well, 5v1. 5 people can chase back one.
It's gonna be hard.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're not going to be able to get away from them for long, especially. And like I said, when all the privateers too, like nobody wants to race a bike race and like, especially when you're solo, and lose, you know what I mean? So you're always trying. So it's 5v1v1v1.
Have you you don't have to name names or give away any tactics, because I certainly don't want you to give up any advantages. Have you found yourself making alliances with anybody else in that front group to help like kind of combat the team aspect? Because I mean, think about it, like Move Up is really the only real team out there. If you think about like competitive full-on team. So it does make it really tough for the privateers. So do you find yourself like forming alliances and trying to combat that, or do you feel like it's more of a me against the world kind of approach you have to take?
You definitely, there's definitely some, let's say, negotiating happening ahead of time. It would be very, very hard to like if I had to close down every single attack by myself, it wouldn't happen.
Be cooked.
And so I think the other guys are kind of realizing, like, if we're going to have a chance, we have to at least work together, at least for a while.
For a period of time.
Yeah.
And then basically like the tactic being seeing if you can shed some of the team riders, and then maybe some of the weaker privateers, and then now you have a solid group of people that are basically whittled down, and then now you're just like, okay, now we can start to race to see who the strongest rider is.
I'll give you an example. At Open Range this year, I think there was maybe a front group of 6. It was Michael, Sam, and Jackson from Move Up, and then it was Anderson, myself, and Peter Sperry. And then whoever won, I can't remember his name. He's like 17.
The kid out of Wichita. Yeah. He's crazy fast.
I think I don't want to like spread rumors or anything. I think he's homeschooled. I'm pretty sure he's like majoring in
bike racing. So
nice.
Like, Well, I think his parents are like they're world class like runners, like track runner. Like
there you go. Yeah. He's on like
talking to the owner of Bicycle Peddler down in Wichita, he says his little brother is even faster.
Oh,
that's gonna be fun.
Which is just ridiculous.
So anybody that had a hope
is.
of trying to win any races in that area, good luck.
Yeah, he says that his little brother is just like a monster.
That's awesome.
And he's like 2 years, I think, younger than him or something like that. So so get ready, Wichita.
Yeah, right. Yeah, good luck. I'm glad I don't live there. He can say Wichita for all I care. But
what races in Nebraska? Nope, don't have them.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's too far. It's not
too far.
Good.
Don't worry about it, guys. It's you don't want to come up here.
Yeah.
It's all flat prairie land. You don't get
them. But yeah, so at open range, going up that first paved climb into the second open range sector, move up was like throwing attacks, like, Michael, then Sam, then Jackson or whatever. And, I'd say the rest of the privateers who did a pretty good job covering them. And then Jackson kind of blew up, and Michael calls up to Sam. He's like, "Hey, Sam, lay off." And I was like, no, not going to happen. So then, the rest of us just put the dagger in Jackson's back, just try to ride away from him. And at that point he got dropped, and then it was 2v4. And then of course the stuff starts, but anytime you can peel off one of those guys, it's a good day.
Yeah. They're strong. They're all just strong riders for sure.
Right.
Well, I think it's fun. It's something we've kind of wondered about. We talked with a few other folks about this in the last couple of races. Like, it just feels like the competition is so different this year at the top of the race. And we're seeing it even, in the part of the standings where Travis and I tend to land. It's like, it just feels like the race is much faster this year. And it doesn't sound like it's a lot faster necessarily up at the front of the race, but it feels a lot different. And you can see it in the standings too. Like, it's not dominated the way it was. And obviously, now, like you mentioned, you've had a phenomenal year, and seeing some of the other privateers, move their way up the standings as well is really exciting to see that. So,
yeah, I think it's like a testament to like having the second year. Like the first year you were like, okay, let's see what's going on here. And then the second year, like, okay, I've seen this play before.
Yeah. We're going to do something about it.
We're going to do something about it now.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see it play out for sure.
Yeah.
What,
sorry, we're going to kind of go bounce around a little bit here, but just thinking about, you said what, 2021 was your first year? Is that right?
Yep.
In that first race? Yep. So how do you sort of compare today's Trevor versus 2021's Trevor? And like, what's something that you've kind of learned here recently that you wish you would have known back in 21 when you started? Because like, I feel like you are a totally different rider and racer, clearly, not just because the results say so, but like, I bet your mentality around how to approach the race is just totally different. It's not just physical. I wouldn't think.
Yeah. I actually counted. So all of these are my race plates that I've finished, for races I finished. And I just did my 40th race last Saturday. So, for somebody just starting out, there's a lot of things like not knowing how to ride in a group. I started way too far back, being like really nervous around other riders. Nutrition being a absolute disaster. I'm sure everybody on this call probably started with like Cliff Bars or something,
Yes.
like
choking those down.
Yeah. And then they sit in your stomach like a block, it's like, your stomach's not like digesting those in any sort of like meaningful time,
Right.
Yeah. Just like, and then getting like a good bike fit, like there's so many things like, once you like know what's like valuable and having a plan, and then just like generally being comfortable with yourself, that's when you can kind of start actually like making some pretty big leaps. And the fitness will come. I was that first, year or so, 2 years really, I was not like training with any sort of like, what's the word I want to use? There was no like regiment, it was just like go ride 80 miles on the weekend and then be miserable for, 3 days. So
till then you feel okay Wednesday, and then you get a ride in, the Wednesday group ride or something. And then you're like, all right, I'm ready for the weekend again. And then you go and punish yourself again.
Yep. And so, and then
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you're always kind of riding kind of hard because like, getting a power meter is like something that, you probably think is kind of stupid at the beginning. It's like, well, I'm not Tade. I don't need to know what my power is, but like once and then like being able to like maintain that power and, watching number go up is always exciting for somebody like me, and
yeah.
We did an episode a few weeks ago about how do you get started in this thing, and a lot of people jump right into, like you said a key word that you said, you start to know what's valuable, and it's not always the gear you buy that's the most valuable. Sometimes like knowing what's valuable in your training aspect, like knowing not to go out there and just bury yourself every workout and think that, hey, because I'm so tired, I must have had a great workout, and putting that type of structure in place. Like, how many times, Travis, you coach somebody and you're like, no, you really need to do these base miles because it sets everything up. Like, you got to trust that,
Yeah. And they just like, well, it doesn't feel hard enough. It's not supposed to feel hard.
Right.
Like,
that's right. No, I was just curious about that because, like I said, I'm really fascinated by the pace that you've improved from 2021 up until now. Like, that seems like it's not normal in a good way, right? Like you've accelerated what I think a lot of people, riding for roughly 5 years now, like you're accomplishing things that people don't accomplish in 10 years of time riding. So it was just awesome to see. And you mentioned some of the coaching and all that, so I'm just curious. That's why I asked the question. Like, what do you really contribute that to? And I think the structure, the discipline that you have it sounds like is really it.
I think there's probably even another thing. So like I said, the difference from like last year to this year is like last year I was just so focused on like being, let's say, as strong as possible or as powerful as possible, is like literally all about just like FTP number go up, but it's honestly not about, watching that number keep going up. It's like, how smart can you be always, like,
yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Because like I said, you were talking about the flyers and stuff. Like I would bury myself in like the first 40 miles of the race, and then all the move up guys or all anybody had to do is just sit and watch, and then it's like, well, Trevor's cooked, and see you later.
Yeah, that's right. Reel them in and pass them.
Yeah, reel them in.
Yeah,
then,
basically.
Yeah, just go. Yeah, and that it's you said the best thing, like, and people that are new to the sport don't understand, like it's smartness. It's not about how big the number is, like your FTP or anything like that. It's about like how you use the cards that you have and when you use them. Because like if it was just about FTP, we would all just line up at the start line and we'd put down 20-minute power, and then whoever had the highest number would win. We'd declare the winner, and then we'd go home.
Right.
Exactly, but that's not what it is.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Especially, I would say, especially in the cup, like everybody's strong. I mean, like Anderson and I like are two completely different body types, but like, he's strong for his size and I'm strong for my size, and we're good at different things, but we have to kind of, like he's going to win in a different way than I'm going to win, Yeah.
Yeah. So it makes it fun.
Yeah.
Right.
So then let's get to the gravel cup now. So like, you were always, I would say, top 10, top 7 and last year and stuff. And then this year we could start to see you 4th,
more
5th,
consistently.
More consistently at the top. So, and that, I think that you alluded to that it's more strategically you're racing a little bit smarter and that stuff. Let's get to Solstice. How did Solstice play out for you?
Sure. Yeah. So by the time Solstice rolled around, I had already done kind of okay at Flint Hills, kind of okay at open range, and then I skipped Mule Skinner. Mule Skinner's like not a very good race for me. It's like mostly road.
It's not a great race for me either.
Yeah. It's
a horrible day.
Right. There's a few like pretty significant climbs, and especially at the front, it's like quite literally a road race, like everybody's all across the road, and it's like a pack of 40, 50 guys, and you're just like, I don't know. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
So, I just skipped that one. So it was the last year of Solstice. And I mean, literally every fast guy that we could find in Nebraska was going down there. And then of course the usual suspects for the cup. So like, I had basically no expectations. I thought that I could have a pretty mediocre day and end up like 12th. And that was like very a very realistic outcome. And there were basically two significant pinch points, right? So one, I think we talked about it a little bit, the that MMR, like around mile 10 or whatever, that front group was massive. I mean, there were tons of folks that should not have been up there that were up there still, because the group was pretty lazy for all intents and purposes.
Because I was almost catching the front group. So it was like, I was like, and I was talking to Tyler Howe, who he's basically, we're in that same kind of chase pack, behind you guys. And I was like, dude, we're going to catch these guys. And then he yells up to me. He's like, oh, there's a pretty bad MMR section coming up, so don't catch them yet. And then as we rolled through, it was just carnage.
Yeah. So it sounded like, I think I had heard Roger say like, oh yeah, there's bad MMR about 10 miles in or whatever. And I'm always like, what does that even mean? Cause they're
exactly.
I don't say you don't like just trust people, but like what I think is a bad MMR is not what somebody else thinks.
Don't ever trust another cyclist.
Exactly. Right. Because
so
how many times have cyclists been, oh, this is the last hill. And then you're like, you're like, bro, there was 10 hills after this.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, we were just kind of rolling. I was behind a couple pretty good mountain bikers. I think Michael Allison and one of the guys from Omaha named Brian Johnson. He just won Cornhusker State Games mountain bike 2 weekends ago. So these guys can like handle their bikes, and we hit this MMR. All of a sudden, like those guys are like, whoa, and you're just following their line, but it's it just eats your wheel, and so you're just like, how can you stay up, And I had my camera on, and I didn't see a crash, but I heard a crash like literally right behind me. And as soon as that happens, you're like, well, time to put in a dig, and see who can keep up with us. And we finished that MMR, and the group was 50 and now it's 10, and people are saying, oh, Jackson's down, oh, Sam's down. It's like, well, good luck, Michael. It's just you versus the rest of us here. So luckily or unluckily, there was a lot of really fast Nebraska guys still. There's a guy from Council Bluffs named Jonathan Waite, and he really did not want any of the Kansas guys to win Solstice on his last year, So he's like, hey guys, let's roll and just mess with them, and I was like, you guys do whatever you want. This will work out for me,
I'm along.
You're like, I'm from Nebraska, just let you know.
Just let you know. So I think the only two Kansas guys were still in that group were Jacob Schneller and Michael Allison. And those two, of course, aren't working together. And eventually, by the time that they had decided, like, oh, these guys are ganging up on us, and I think Michael was talking about how Jonathan Waite was like dropping 600 watt, haymakers, and then Brian Johnson would do the same thing, and then all these fast guys are just one after another. And they're hanging on for dear life. It's like they just decided they were going to work together, and then we decided to run the dry route for Solstice. And I think for the most part, the course was pretty dry, except these like 5 miles leading up to Adams. And one of our Lincoln guys was up the road. What is his name? Ian Cadu is his name. And he was already up the road. He was like just a little speck up the road. And, we're pedaling through, and couple of the Nebraska guys are mudding out their bikes, they're flipping mud in my face, and I'm like, dry out my ass, like, what is this? And I'm like pedaling really hard, and soon enough, Michael and Jacob are off the back, and then I'm just like heads down, keep pedaling, and then all of a sudden I look around and I'm the only one up still. I was like, oh, all right. And so we just we just keep going, and those guys had to clean out their bikes, and I didn't have to. So, you just keep rolling. There really wasn't any like really sticky parts. I did rub a small amount of paint off my bike, but that's racing. And then it was just a matter of, keeping the power up. I ended up getting like a 7-minute gap on those guys, and it just never closed. So,
because after that muddy section, it was just pretty fast gravel. So like nobody was pulling back time. There was no climb that was worth anything that they could put an effort on. It was basically like you're riding fast, they're riding fast, and you just can't close the gap on that part, especially if there's just two of them.
Right. And I think what ended up happening is I think that back group kind of splintered. So it was just like one guy, a 2-minute gap, another guy, a 2-minute gap, so like they're not working together,
No.
They're just kind of out there. So, yeah, it sounds dumb. Like to me, that I was very, very pleased to get second at that race. That I consider Solstice to be like my hometown race. Gravel Worlds is in Lincoln, but Solstice is the race for me because I'm riding down there all the time. That's like, my stuff. So I was very pleased.
Your home turf.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I have to go ride in the Flint Hills all the time. Come up and fight me in my backyard, boys, So, and there is like a little bit of like, was it luck, if they didn't mud out their bike, whatever. It's like sometimes you win the race by what gear you bring to the start line, whether it's the right tires, the right bike,
that's the
right
beauty
nutrition
of gravel. Like, it's, we talk to the single speeders all the time, and what they say is like, at some point you have the wrong gear.
That's right.
And
just
like,
the way it
and
works.
that's just the way it is. And it's just like, you make gear choices, what you think is going to be the terrain. And then you do your recon, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you go with that. And again, it can be the right choice or it can be disastrous. So,
Yep, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was pretty disastrous for Colorado Doug, who's riding up there. Yeah, he had to pull out because his bike got all jammed up. I was cleaning my bike. I had to clean my bike 2 times on that road. But I was riding with a group of Nebraska riders for a while, and then I get to and I just like what you did. I was just kind of just rolling head down, and the next thing I look around and I'm the only one out there. So I'm like, and then I'm checking the map going, did I take a wrong turn? Like,
right.
Was I supposed to go left? Was I not supposed to be on this crap road?
Nope, you were. Yeah. It is crazy.
That's funny.
I don't know. But,
so then you get second at that race, and then you're back in the Flint Hills.
Yeah. So the greatest thing, I mean, so with Solstice, how that shook out, so Jackson got a 0, Sam Brooks collarbone is done, and so he got a 0. Michael finished like 10th or something, like just shedding points, all these guys were in front of me in the standings, and my second place finish, since there were so many fast Nebraska guys to kind of make up since there were so many people eating up places between where I finished and where Michael finished, like all of a sudden I'm making up a ton of ground. That's like the tough part about, I mean, you see this in the women's race too, where with how the Great Plains Gravel Cup is structured, where it is points based, not like a time based thing, it's really hard. Like if you have like a couple of bad races, it's really hard to make up points because there's just not that many people who can realistically win or like come in front of you,
right, and to soak up some of the points that people are getting. So it's like, even if you won by 20 minutes, and the next person just came in second, then it's like, he's still leading because he still has more points.
Right.
Exactly.
So that's the tough. One thing that we've found. Again, you're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't on that kind of thing. There's just not really a good structure for that, but it's the one that Bobby's gone with, and it's the one we're all playing against. So
so I was sitting at second. I was back by 1 point going into Rockridge, and you want to talk about a race where it's like, what gear did you bring? Especially Rockridge is really, really rough on tires. So and as a bit of a tire dork, it's like, I'm swapping my tires, I don't say almost before every race, but it's just like, which is going to give me the best advantage. So I had ran the Thunderbirds for Solstice, and then that week I swapped to the Schwalbe G1 RS Pros in a 50. And
is that the one with the smooth tread in the middle, or is it?
Yeah, Travis had bad luck.
I have bad luck with that tire. I got flats last weekend.
Two flats last
weekend. Two flats last weekend.
That sucks. I don't know. I mean, it worked for me.
You're just lucky. I know. You're just. Yeah. I love that tire. I want to love that tire. It is so fast. Right. It is so great. Yeah. But well,
so I was gonna say, I might have got a bad batch. Yeah. Coach Trey was like, that's a tire I'd run in the Flint Hills, you know. But when he's talking about the Flint Hills, like he doesn't have a ton of experience with like Rock Ridge type stuff because you know it's always Unbound, and you know, say what you will about Unbound, they're picking like pretty good roads largely, other than like the whatever, you know, dirt roads they put you on. Rock Ridge is like, hey, you want to be a sicko like me? Here you go. Like,
it's a Bobby Thompson special. It's like hey, guess where this road goes? Oh, nowhere. Yeah, but we're gonna put you on it anyways. Because it's the worst thing I can find.
And talk about a race that's hard on tires. My goodness.
Yeah. So I picked those up. You know, last year I had also done pretty well at Rock Ridge. God, all the move up guys had issues. Jackson was running, I think he had that Cervelo bike, and he was running like 38s. Mm-hmm. He flatted like on like a very boring road. It was crazy. Michael Allison flatted, Anderson Arnold flatted. What was his name? Josh Hicks, I think. He broke his like seat post or something. So like all these guys, just disaster, right? And what I really wanted to run was the 2.2 Dubnatals, but since there was mud on course, I didn't want to clean up my bike, so I was trying to find like that balance of whatever. Rock Ridge, we ended up running the wet route, which was good. There was still a bit of like mud on the course, especially when you were like bombing down in between the hills. That kind of got sludgy. You know, so how did that one really go? Well, there was 2 pretty significant climbs. What's the one? It's like Clapboard or something. Mm-hmm. That very first one. I basically got to the front and I just kind of like sag climbed it. So I found somebody else to kind of like be on the front with me, and there's only 2 good tracks, you know, so it's like,
just kind of blocked it up.
Yep. And like you go hard, but not too hard. You know, you don't want to blow yourself up. Sure. So then you do that, you do it up that one, and then whatever that other climb was over to the golf ball thing. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, the weather station.
Yeah, the weather station. I don't know what that one's called, but I remember it.
You do the same thing. That time I think I was climbing with Roger or whatever, you know, trying to block it up. We get going. Eventually Anderson sends a little flyer on a hill. The group we were with is like, I have no interest in chasing him. And I'm like, I'm not going to chase him. I'm going to make Michael do something for once in his life. And he starts putting a dig in. I just follow, you know. And so then it's Pierceberry, Mike, and me. And we're kind of going through the mud and stuff. And as we were getting to Divide Road, I was starting to get a little dropped because we were kind of hitting these dirt roads with the mud. And I don't know about you, but I have crashed one too many times, just like hitting some slick mud, and then you know your momentum takes you to the corner.
Yeah, especially on that section of the Flint Hills. On Divide where you almost get to Divide. We were riding that section where it was super muddy right before you got to Divide, and the mud just pulled me, and we were almost into the culvert. Just almost into the creek, and then I barely kept it up.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a big fan of like the fastest way to finish a bike race is on, you know, with 2 tires down, basically.
Yep.
So We'll just see how it goes. But at that point, the group catches Anderson. They are bombing down that first descent on Divide, you know, and so we were talking about hitting a mud patch and crashing. Well, that's exactly what Peter does. So he goes down, Anderson hits him, Michael hits him, and then I just kind of come over and I see Michael like doing a somersault over his bike, and I was like, you roll through and you're like, hey, is everybody good? You know, and Mike's already on his bike, he's trying to pedal away, and I was like, are we waiting or what? He's like, they're on their bikes, we're good to go, you know. And so it's just, you know, us two, and we're going, and
you have to love that, by the way, right? A one-on-one competition, that's got to be feeding right into your strengths.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, like it's never really happened, you know, but I'm interested to see what that would have looked like. Right. And we're kind of riding side by side. We're talking, he's telling me, you know, Peter crashed and then we all ate it, blah, blah, blah. And then he hits a sharp piece of flint. and he's done. And that's a starting gun right there. That's like a, hey, we got to go. And so, I start putting a big dig in. I'm gone. Peter eventually catches me, but he can't hang on because he's had to put a ton of work in just to catch me. So he's with me for maybe 10 miles and he drops off. And then the real hero, you want to talk about the baddest boy in the bunch, it's Anderson. So when he crashed, his shifter stopped working. So he was riding single speed for like the last 40 miles. Yeah.
Oh man.
And I shit you not, he catches me with like 10 miles to go. And I was like, oh my God, dude, hell yeah, that's crazy. And we're rolling for a bit. And then I don't know, he like cramped up or something. And then it was just me kind of rolling away to the finish. So
yeah, because there was that last climb going into before you made that right-hander and then you do that descent down to, was that about where he kind of cramped up?
It was maybe a couple miles before that. I think it was right before the KOM or I don't know what I think there's two segments. There's a director's choice or something. I don't know. But it was just me by myself at that point, and then you could take that descent nice and easy, and just roll across the finish line. So
off. Yeah.
And I thought I was going to have another pretty good day, points wise. I mean, like whenever you win, like that's always huge. And since, I would have the best, most recent result, like I knew I was in the yellow. So Anderson, he comes in right after me. And then I was hoping, Peter would show up or whatever, but of course it's Michael, and so I'm only in front of him by 1 point, and, it's kind of setting up quite a showdown for Pony Express. So
it absolutely is. I mean, looking at the standings, I mean, it's
very tight.
It's super tight, right? I mean, you're 1 point ahead of Michael and 9 points ahead of Anderson.
Yep.
And to your point, I mean, anything can happen out there at Pony. I mean, it's 120-ish miles, right? So, a long way to go. I mean, it's like one race, but that's a long way to go between now and the final standings.
Yep. And you got to finish. You can't. You can't.
You can't not finish.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. You can't. Yeah. Like flat out or something. You got to find a way. Find a way.
Right. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, I'm sure you've probably combed through and looked at all the possible scenarios, but there's definitely to your point, everybody's got to finish in that one, and it's probably going to come down to kind of what you were saying a minute ago. Is if you all kind of finish in that top 3 to 5 bunched together, it's gonna be really hard to get any separation for anybody, right? So it's gonna be nail biter to see that thing come across the finish line. Unfortunately, I'll be about 2 hours behind y'all on the finish line. So I'll get there eventually. I'll get the highlight version.
Yep. I'll get the condensed version.
I was gonna say, you're talking about the scenarios. I mean, the first and only scenario I care about is the surefire way to keep that yellow jersey is to win Pony Express. So
yes,
yes.
That's the only one that matters, man.
That's the only one that matters,
Yeah. Yeah. Have you, gosh, I really want to ask you a lot of tactics questions, but I know you can't, I know you won't give it up, but I'm just curious, you've got to be thinking about the alliances you want to form right now.
Yep.
So, like how many cases of beer is this going to cost you?
Right.
I mean, I don't want to,
don't give anything up.
I was gonna say, I feel like, and I don't think this is, coming out of left field or anything. I feel like Move Up at this point is a little like the Evil Empire, right? Like Michael Allison's clearly Darth Vader, Jackson, I don't know, Stormtrooper number 1, stuff like that. But nobody wants to see those guys like win again, especially after last year. So I don't know if you guys remember how Pony Express shook out last year, but I've never forgot. So last year, the privateers, we all like ate each other alive because I think there was a 3-way tie for 5th place between Jackson, Anderson, and myself, and we're all just in the washing machine trying to like attack each other. All of the Move Up guys get up the road somehow, and they knew in which order they needed to finish to maximize their positions on the podium.
Sure.
Yep.
And and I'm pretty sure they crossed the finish line holding hands, or something.
Yeah.
Is that a bike race? Like what is that? You know, I don't know.
Exactly.
I mean,
I'm feeling a little rivalry here.
Yeah, I like it.
I like this.
Yeah,
I'm not bitter. Don't worry.
Yeah, you don't have it. You've basically gotten over it. It's fine.
Yeah,
It seems like
yeah. So, you know, I mean, yeah, like, you know, when Anderson and I were talking last year, it was like, you know, I want to win the race. Like, I don't, you know, it's like you finish in 5th in the standings, like, kind of, so what? You're like, I want to win. Yeah. I want to win. So like when somebody goes up the road, you're trying to chase them back. Well, really, if I was smart, I would have been like, Josh Hicks, he can go up the road. I don't care about him at all, you know, and then whatever. But, you know, like when you sign up to race, you want to win the race, you know?
Yeah.
So,
it brings the, especially with the cup, it makes the different dynamic. And then just to have a team work against all the privateers and then just kind of put the knife in even deeper. I mean, that's motivation right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is
you know,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, it's bike racing, you know? So, I mean, you know, this year it's like, I mean, I don't know, like if you're Jackson, you know, you've already missed 2 races or you've not finished 2 races. Like, are you going to come out for Pony Express? I don't know. Is Sam going to be healthy enough for it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
A lot of question marks there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of question marks. And, yeah, it's tough. It's like, do you, you know, as a team, if you're really a team, you know, you would all like show up to try to like help Michael win. But
sure,
if, you know, you all show up, it's like, well, could Michael not win it by himself?
Well, and even if they all show up and they help Michael win, it's like you have the advantage to know that the only person you need to worry about is Michael.
Exactly.
Right?
So that's the only one you have to follow. And then you only have to beat him across the line.
That's right.
So you do the little ninja tactic.
Exactly.
I'll just follow your wheel.
Just pull the Tade move and just sit behind Jonas all day long.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
And then just wait. And then you put in your effort, you know, 2 kilometers from the line, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, we make it sound really easy. So, I mean, all you got to do, you know, all you got to do, Trevor.
Yeah, no,
I know. I'm being a little antagonistic. I mean, 120 miles is 120 miles. Nobody feels like good at the end of it, you know?
No.
And there's a lot of stuff that can change, you know, I mean, you know, and who knows where we're going? Who knows like what we're doing?
Route's not out yet.
Yeah, a lot of Flint down there too. You wouldn't think it, but I've definitely flatted out. I was running like 2 foes or something, and just those don't even have like sidewall protection. So it was just like you know,
they're just paper.
So, yeah,
that's too good.
Know. We'll see.
Are you doing anything special that like training wise or leading up to like pony?
Yeah, maybe another just in that line though, like is there like how do you handle this type of a gap between events, because pony's just kind of out there.
Yeah.
And so I kind of want to play off that question too, Travis.
It's kind of like, have you changed, you know, because again, we went from Solstice, which was 100, and then you went to Rock Ridge, which was
like 78, 80.
Yeah, 78, 80, you know. Yep. And then now you have this break and now you're going to 120. The only other race that was over 100 was open range at the beginning of the year. So it's like, have you made the changes and stuff?
Yeah, there's so our Unbound Gravel Worlds, you know, is at the end of August. So I'll be doing that. I am having captured one jersey. There's nothing like riding in a jersey you've earned. So Gravel Worlds hands out world champs jerseys for all of their categories. And so I've recently put together a very it's a very ugly fat bike. It's got drop bars, aero bars, you know. I think that thing's 27 pounds. So I will be your fat bike world champion, mark my words. Nice. Come Pony Express.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
You know, is that like necessarily the smartest thing to be doing? You know, messing around with the fat bike? I don't know, but it's certainly fun. So that's the plan there.
Isn't the purpose of all this to have a little bit of fun out there?
Yeah, exactly.
So. Right. Yeah.
We're not making nobody's making millions of dollars off of this. That's right. You can have a little fun.
Yeah. So I don't know. It'll be silly. 150 miles. It's a tough day. There's no outside support, so you have to figure out a way to carry all your nutrition and or like get good at rating whatever they have at the aid station. But they change it every year. They keep I think they have like Good Life Nutrition, but then like whatever snacks and stuff they have, they always change. So it's hard to know for sure what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, one thing's for sure, we're looking forward to that one. I can't wait to see how that race plays out. I can't wait to hear the recap of it and you know, pulling for you and everybody else to have a great race, because we just want to see a strong finish from everyone. So it'd be a great time. So
it's
can we shift gears a little bit? Oh, go ahead. Yeah, for sure. You do more than just ride bikes, right? You also have a couple of events that you put on. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I've got one coming up in October. I'd like to invite all your listeners to come out. It's called the Dozinky Doozy. It's why I called myself the Big Bad Doozy Daddy. It's up in the Bohemian Alps, just north of Lincoln, up by this town called Prague. So it's not Prague, it's Prague. It's basically what happened is a bunch of Czech settlers, they came over and they were like, wow, this part of Nebraska reminds us of home. And if you know anything about Czechia, is that it's in the middle of the mountains. So it's very, very hilly, 120 miles, 11,000 feet of climbing, and you've got 10 hours to do it. So it's like 3 40-mile loops, and it's scientifically measured to absolutely shred your legs. So finishing is supposed to be
sounds like a party.
Yeah. It's supposed to be tough to finish, right? There's so few gravel races that are like really, I feel like most of them you can like sign up for and it's like, I'm going to have it's really about like how fast can you finish? Like how much is the competition? This is simply the land versus yourself. So, but it's a good time. We have kolaches, we have food. It's good stuff. Any questions?
Yeah, that's kind of like what a couple episodes we were talking about. Just like, there's seems to be two different types of gravel races. And like you were saying, one is a race and the other one is an adventure. Like you line up to it and you're like, I don't know if I'm going to finish this, but if I do finish this, it's going to be epic. That's right. And so like, that's kind of one of the gravel races like I kind of really gravitate towards because when we first did open range, it was like 40-mile-an-hour winds, and it was just horrible, total chaos. And we're like, I don't even know if we're gonna finish this out here in the middle of nowhere, Kansas. So just that type of racing, it's not really racing, it's just that type of riding is really, really fun for people to get into, because it is basically it's not about who comes in first. It's about just finishing, and that's the accomplishment.
And I've been talking to quite a few people lately that it does seem like there is a portion of the gravel riders out there that don't really want the race pressure. They want to just enjoy the ride. Right.
Yep.
Right. And because, you think about it, you sign up for a race there, whether you think you're at the top of the race or not, there's this anxiety that it can create and this pressure it puts on you as a rider. But I think when you approach something as an adventure and the uncertainty of finishing, it's a different type of pressure, but it's less about like, just go out there and punish myself. It's more about, I'm going to go out there and just figure out if I can get this thing done. Yeah. And I think that is a whole different style. It is so much fun. So,
yeah.
Go ahead. What day does that take off? Or what day is that?
That's October 3rd this year.
October 3rd. Got it.
Yep. There was an old race that was up there that I would do, and let me tell you, it was 100 miles, and at the end of 100 miles you never like felt like good, and so 20 extra for it's tough. And I steal a couple ideas from the Barkley marathons. So there's books that are out on course that you have to, everybody has an odd number, you have to rip the page out, bring it back to kind of prove you were out there. I also put them in like some of the more like scenic kind of hidden places, that you wouldn't normally. I mean, that's what gravel is, right? Like you're off the beaten path, you're exploring things. But yeah, it's so much fun, and it's I feel like a lot of times especially when you get a certain level of fitness, right? The only way to like really challenge yourself on the bike is to go further, and I promise you in 120 miles, you'll get your money's worth. So
yeah, for sure.
You're not going to want to go any further.
Right. Yeah. You'll have had a very, very strenuous challenge in just under 10 hours. So
yeah.
And
then, what's the other race?
So the other race is called the Orbital Odyssey. It is a backyard gravel ultra, 10-mile loops every hour on the hour until there's one rider remaining.
This is the one I remember you talking about.
Yeah.
Yep. It's out at an observatory. They've got a bunch of telescopes and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of people will hear like 10 miles in an hour, and they're like, well, I can do that. Well, yeah, that's the point. And it's supposed to be easy until it's not,
Until it's not.
Yeah, until it gets really hard.
Right. And it's always in April. Nebraska in April is kind of you never really know what you're going to get. This year was warm-ish, but it was still kind of windy. There's still a bunch of climbing out there, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, how many races have you guys done where it's like, you all line up, you start and you just like wave bye to the fast guys, and then you turn around, you wave bye to the slow guys, and you just like, I'll see you in 10 hours, I guess, but this race or this event, you're seeing everybody every hour, like you'll finish 10 miles in 30 to 50 minutes, something like that. And 10, 20 minutes to hang out, load up on your carbs and stuff and head back out for the next one, It's a lot of fun. The winners this year, so we had two. I award the coveted star jersey. It's this, winners, or it's the finishers jersey. So like most backyard ultras, there's only one finisher because everybody else receives a DNF, obviously. And our women's finisher was named Megan Elston. She's out of Wichita, and she did 140 miles all on a single speed. Wow. Which is nuts.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
She was cooking. And then our men's finisher is named Jake Collins. He's out of Beatrice. I think this was his like first gravel event. He was just
a machine.
Just a machine. I had to call him the dude. He was just like so happy, so smiley, like he went 250 miles, so 25 hours, like crazy. You guys know Matt Battiston, right? He's out of Kansas somewhere. Yep. Yeah. Matt Battiston was what we call the assist. So he did 24 loops, so 240 miles. And Matt Battiston was so funny. He would finish every loop 55 minutes on the dot. And there was a bunch of guys who were like, oh man, he's slowing down, they're like checking their watch, especially in the middle of the night, and they're waiting for him. Yeah. And then 55 minutes would come by and you'd see his light come through the trees and they just go, like, not again, And then he'd come in, he'd re-rack, and they'd go out again. It's just, it's a different type of challenge too. Cause a lot of times it's like, can I finish the distance? And a lot of times, yes, whether it's, 120 miles or the Unbound XL, like 350 miles, like there are people who can find it within themselves to go that far. But when the only person telling you to ride another lap is the other guy that you're still riding with, that's a different type of competition.
It's a mental challenge as much as anything. So there's got to be some great stories that have come out of this one over the years. Like there's got to be like some just phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, there's this year we had a bunch of what are they called, Devo teams. So there's a bunch of mountain bike Devo teams here in Nebraska, and they all came out. I mean, the parents are used to just like hanging out at a mountain bike race anyway, so they're like, yeah, whatever, we brought the tent, brought the kids or whatever. And a bunch of them did their first centuries. A lot of these kids aren't riding hundreds of miles, they're riding 30 or whatever. And so
exactly.
Yeah. And a lot of their parents were riding with them too. It's like that was a lot of fun. I didn't know what to think when, you have a bunch of like teenagers coming out to your event.
Sure.
But that was a ton of fun, Yeah.
I love this too. Cause I love this because it doesn't it's not about, like you said, it's not about the speed. You don't have to be the fastest person out there.
No, you just got to keep
going.
going.
Get it done.
Just get a loop in and then come back.
Do it again.
And do it again.
Yep.
Until there's nobody left.
Yeah.
Exactly. You have to like, I don't want to say mentally beat everybody else, but you have to be willing to, you know, kind of psych them out, you know?
Yeah. It's
a lot of fun.
I don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into some bike lights, I think.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
That'd be fun.
I'm just thinking about that, like 25 loops of that thing.
Yeah. Just keep going.
Just keep going. Just one more.
Just one more.
I would say I also learned a lot about myself as like a race organizer, you know. It's like, because you have to, when you organize races like this, you have to be kind of everybody's like biggest cheerleader, right? Because like if you're not excited about it, like why would they be, you know? And you know, I would be lying if I said like, because I hadn't the year before, I think we did 13 loops, so you know we still finished in the daylight. You know, it hadn't, nobody even had turned on their lights yet. But I didn't have like a good system to like get any sleep in, you know. And so I kind of found myself in the middle of the night. I'm like, oh God, they're gonna go, like, how long are these sickos gonna go, you know? Like, and you just kind of like start panicking, you know. You're like, oh man, like what did I get myself into, you know? But you know, you like I said, if you have a plan for like sleeping and stuff like that, like it's, you know, you just gotta find a way to be excited for everybody regardless.
Just kidding. And I love it. So as you were talking, I was pulling up the results from last year, and I love how the poor soul that gets 21 laps in just gets the DNF.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Tell me about the only race you DNF'd. Well, I did 21 laps. I did 210 miles, and I got a DNF.
And I DNF'd.
Yep.
Well, what happened? Did you flat? No, I just couldn't go. I couldn't do another lap.
Oh my gosh, that is insane.
Right.
That one may be on. That one's probably going to be on the list one of these times. I don't know if I can make it up this year. I would love to, but you said October 3rd, right?
No.
So October 3rd is for the Doozy, then the
Doozy,
Odyssey will be in April at some point.
April.
Probably between Flint Hills and Open Range, if I had to guess.
I think we may have to have you back on before that one, and let's do a little race preview of that one. And I'm gonna be excited about that one.
Yeah, definitely go out and do a couple of laps.
Sure. Right.
See what it's all about.
And I don't want to brag or anything, but I have like some amazing food at my races. Like you will not go hungry. Like for the Odyssey, like I get cinnamon rolls because, you know, they're a swirl. They're kind of orbiting or whatever. From one of the local bakeries named Paper Moon. Lindsay does great work. And then I had a food truck out this year. And you know, get food tickets, yada yada. And then we had a pizza party at the, you know, for the evening meal or whatever. And then I went and got donuts for the daylight. So
for the ones still going. That's awesome.
Yeah. Not, you know, nothing's worse than like you finish a bike race and it's like you're starving, you know, or even you're in the middle of a bike race and you're starving. Come on, like
So this is what I love about local events, because, you know, you don't forget about how hungry people get. And what was it, 3 years ago at Unbound, and we finished, you know, like well before the time cut off.
Right.
No food at the finish line.
Yeah, they basically after the beat the sun, they just start packing stuff up, and I'm like, we came in at 16 hours. Like, there's still like more time. There's still more people out here. Why are you packing everything up?
Right.
Anyway, no, that's awesome. Oh man, you got anything else?
No.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, to continue pitching the Odyssey. I do have.
Yeah.
Let me grab it real quick.
Oh, because I was noticing while I was grabbing that, I was noticing his shirt is the Orbital Odyssey shirt.
Yeah.
I love the.
Oh, let's go!
I love it. That's awesome.
Everybody on the podcast can't see this, but I have a spaceman helmet that I wear because you know, it's all about the gimmick, really.
Exactly.
That's so awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, I love the shirt. He can't hear me.
It's like a NASA jumpsuit, you know.
It's cool. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I love the shirt. I love the logo. I love the shirt. I saw it earlier. I noticed it, and then I was like, wait a second. I went onto the website. I'm checking out the star jersey. I'm like, man, if you need some motivation to figure out how to get 26, 27 laps to beat last year's winner, it doesn't mean it's gonna be enough for this year or for next year. But that jersey is freaking awesome. Like I would wear that with pride to the next event.
Right.
Heck
sure.
yeah.
That is awesome.
There is nothing like wearing a jersey you've earned, like
you got it.
Yep.
That is exactly it. So
cool.
Well, I asked Travis if he had anything else for you, because I've been itching to get a little rapid fire in. I haven't had any rapid fire. I just got to remind everybody, we don't make these questions up. This is all AI. AI is just kind of nutty these days.
Yeah, it's taking over the world,
taking over everything. Like, I don't even know why we exist anymore, because AI is just going to do it all, from what I hear. Trevor, you know anything about AI? You into AI?
So I'm a software developer, so AI is coming for my job. So
I hear that. Well, AI is coming for you, is what I think is happening here.
Yeah.
So again, I didn't write these questions, so if you got any beef with it, take it up with AI. But this is from our buddy Claude. So Anthropic, thank you very much. So maybe it might take it easy on you, but let's just see what we got. It says here, you're both the guy who builds the race and the guy who races it, because it knows that you do you do the races and you build these two events. So when you're designing a course, are you making it hard for everyone, or are you making it hard for everyone except for you?
So when I tell you that both of my races would be hard for me, that is a fact. So
that tells you everything.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, there's no denying it. I've seen now both courses. The Orbital Odyssey is one of those, like, you look at that and you're like, that doesn't sound too bad. I'm with you, man. You read that, you look at the course profile, you're like 10 miles. That doesn't sound too bad.
No.
Do it all night and all day.
Sneaks up on you.
Yeah.
It's a silent assassin.
If anybody needs like a feather in their cap, I don't do either of my events, right? So like I don't even go and pre-ride the Doozy. I pre-drive it because I'm not a sicko, but I think it's good for people to have like a feather in their cap. It's like, hey, listen, Trevor might think he's all of that in a bag of chips, but he's not even done the Doozy.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
He just designs it. He doesn't have to ride it.
He's just a sicko.
Yeah. All right. So Claude, as the best cyclist in your area, at what point does local dominance stop feeling like an accomplishment and start feeling like a very fit fish refusing to leave a very small pond?
Oof. So Claude does not know that I do not think I'm the best cyclist in my area.
Yeah. Claude likes to put words in people's mouth. Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, I just got second at the bike race last weekend. So, until I start, really dominating the scene, I'll plead the fifth on that one. So
there you go. Let's see here. So what's the training week you're most proud of in the last 6 months? And be specific, because I've been really consistent lately, is what people say when they haven't been consistent at all.
Yep.
Jeez. Boy. I would say, the week between Solstice and Rock Ridge is like very important, because it's kind of like I don't even think I really rested. It was just like you're kind of maintaining, like you have to kind of bring it back down, but kind of ramp yourself back into racing again. I will say, Mr. Claude, I am actually pretty consistent. I think, I took 2 weeks off to go to Italy, but once I got back, we're back. So
there you go. So, controversial opinion that will absolutely get you uninvited from your own race. What's the one thing most gravel cyclists do in training that is completely embarrassingly useless?
Boy, I don't know.
Yeah, right?
Right? Yeah. Question. Completely embarrassingly useless.
You know what I would say, if you don't mind me giving you a little hint.
Yeah, go for it.
Is the junk intensity.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just riding hard to ride hard.
Yeah. I mean, I see it all the time.
Yep.
I'm guilty. I do it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I would say like vanity intervals too, like you were kind of talking about. But I mean, I used to be like obsessed with like Strava KOMs. So it's like, I'd like figure out, a KOM that would fit one of my intervals,
I think
all done it.
This I think we got to get ready to wrap here.
Yeah. We've all done it, and you're like, oh,
All right.
30-second
I need to
KOM
come
in my
clean.
30-30s.
Hey,
Yeah.
I need to come clean. I got to come clean. There's a park just like 2 miles down the road from my house. And I did this by accident one day. I went through that park and it happened to be a south wind, so tailwind. And I was hauling ass through that park and I didn't think anything about it. I get home and it says, you captured the KOM. I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, there you go.
I captured the KOM. So I went back on another day and I tried it even harder and I beat it a second time. So I'm like, nobody's ever going to touch that KOM because it's tucked away. It's hidden. And I'll be damned if like 2 years later, somebody goes and beats that KOM and now they put it out of reach. I can't even touch it.
Oh, man.
You took away my pride. I had one KOM out there.
One KOM.
Anyway. All right.
Yeah.
So as a race director, you've seen hundreds of athletes suffer through the course you built. What's the most satisfying moment you've had watching someone struggle through something you designed? And should we be concerned about you?
So the very first year I did the Doozy, I had 2 finishers. 2 people finished in the time limit. Everybody else either didn't make the time cutoff or they bailed after 80 miles. And the finisher, he crosses and then he just lays down flat on his back. And I have this photo of him with his trophy like sitting next to him, and he was just, F that.
Yeah, right.
And he was the guy who won.
And I'm done.
Yeah, man.
He's like, and I'm done. This is no.
Yep. But that's, like I said, that's what it's all about, That's what it's all about.
Yep. All right, last one here. So what's the most embarrassing thing someone could find on your Strava right now?
I've recently got into running, I guess.
No. Did you find the high?
Did you find the runner's high?
Dude, I'd have to run longer than like 20 minutes, but
yeah.
Yeah. I
it's
don't
a
know.
Myth. Don't believe their lies.
Yeah.
Runners are the worst liars.
I know more people have converted from running to cyclists than cyclists to runners.
Exactly.
So, just saying.
Well, yeah. So I will say, like, I think you want to talk about like what's like a valuable trait to have as like an endurance athlete or whatever. I think it's a level of curiosity, right? So it's like, can I do, Unbound XL? Can I do whatever? Can I, like find that next gear, whatever, and for me, like I said, I've always been kind of like, I hate running. Like, why would I do this? But there's a half marathon in November here in Lincoln, and I signed up, and I was like, well, because it's just like, can this be fun? And
it can't be. Let me tell you.
You should have consulted with us before you signed up. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I know. But yeah, so I've been doing that. I've also got a Gravel Worlds 10K coming up. So I'm going to do fat bike on Saturday and then a 10K on Sunday, which I'm pretty sure may be the end of me. So we'll see how fit and fierce I'm feeling for Pony Express.
As a triathlete, I will let you know your legs are going to feel like garbage, like straight garbage on that 10K. Just keep,
awesome.
Just look at your heart rate and just keep going.
Yeah. Get through the first mile and a half.
About the first mile and a half, then they'll kind of come around. But that first mile and a half will be brutal.
Tough. Yeah, I've noticed like when I'm running, it's like really hard to get my heart rate like to like that zone 2 level. It always wants to be like zone 3, and I feel like I have to like walk.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
that efficiency takes a while to come around.
Yeah. So we'll see. Stay tuned, I guess.
Yeah. Right. And right now, I think everybody else in the Gravel Cup are like, no, Trevor, you should keep running.
Yeah, they're like, definitely keep running. Go for it. Run more. You should run longer, faster. Definitely.
Yeah. Go out and crush 8 miles real quick. Yeah.
Dude,
awesome. I don't know if it's been like hot for you guys, but it's been crazy hot here. Like I went and did like a mile and a half and I was like in tears. It was so bad.
Yeah. Running in the heat is probably like one of the worst things.
Yeah.
I will always say, like, as a big runner, we're not light, skinny twigs. We're not Ethiopians that, Kipchoge's. We got to run like soft surfaces, Run indoors when you can. If you're doing any kind of running intervals, just make sure you do those indoors. Get the quality, not the heat stress.
Right.
It's just ridiculous. So, but yeah.
Awesome.
But that's all the tips I got for big kid running. Make sure you got a good pair of shoes.
Yep. And then, I went and I got some. I was running in Vans before, which can you imagine?
Ooh. No, I can't.
My feet hurt just thinking about it.
Right. Right.
Yeah. That would have been horrible. Yeah.
Can't be doing that.
But cool. All right, man. Well, thank you again for your time and coming on. And look forward to seeing how Pony Express plays out. And can't wait to talk to the future Fat Bike Gravel World's champion.
That's right.
You've heard it here first.
Coming for you.
Awesome.
Yep. All right, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. And everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing. Love hearing everybody's stories at the races and stuff. And thanks for everybody's support. And definitely support Trevor on these races. I'll put links in the description. So if you want to sign up early, that'll be great. And we're looking forward to seeing you in September, buddy.